Greetings and welcome back to another episode of 1320 Time Stream, where we're covering the wavespell of the Yellow Warrior. We're going to be in the 9th day today, which is going to be the Yellow Solar Seed. Let's get some of the information for this, shall we? Yellow Solar Seed. Okay, let's activate our breath energy here. The solar tone is going to be on our left elbow, and the C is going to be on our right baby finger. These two are going to be activated with an in-breath. So breathe through these two inward now. Okay, little activation of the energy there. Okay, well, let's see. So solar seed. So the solar tone is initiating, and we just got out of that quarter of taking command, the quarter of command. And now we're getting into the formalization of action, And so the seed, the solar seed is kind of like intentional seeds, intentional ideas. And so the solar seed, this is really interesting because it's like, this is that aspect of like, you know, in like the dragon representing kind of like the yoni or the womb, and then the, what do you call that? The wind is kind of like the spirit, and then the night is like the dark nothingness that is also the dream. The dark shadowy space of the unconscious or the unborn or the nothing. And the seed is like this energy that gets planted in all that potential. Now it's interesting because one can, you know, bring this to the idea of sexuality, especially when we look at tomorrow's energy, which is the serpent, how the sexual energy of the serpent can be relative to that code, and also the like semen-like quality of the seed. And so it's also known that the 260 days of the Zolkin is also equal to the 9-month gestation period of a woman's birth cycle, from getting pregnant to giving birth. And so this is another aspect of the Zolkin in general, is it's essentially it's like a natal cycle. And so this goes further to say that the cycle that we're following here with this natural time is of the divine feminine inherently. And so the idea of this sexual energy, the idea of this embodiment, the dragon being the yoni and things of this nature, I feel are very poignant here. And so it's good to just kind of take a look at that, because we're talking about the larger microcosmic and smaller microcosmic cycles that these kind of cycles are running on. They're running in our bodies, they're running in the world, they're running in the galaxy. And so the main way I see the seed is that the seed is like intentional ideas. It's like we're not just having random ideas. We're bringing ideas now to really penetrate that darkness, right? So that idea is coming out. The idea itself is kind of seeding that. And so we're making that idea much more intentional. It has much more accord now. Like at other days, the seed could represent just, you know, having ideas. It represents things coming to fruition. But this one's being directed very intentionally, so that its nature of flowering is not just like a flower, it's like a rainbow lotus. It's like we're going for that kind of flower, that very specific dynamic, which is represented by the solar tone, that solar energy. And so yeah, that's really where I feel the solar seed energy is bringing us today. And it's interesting too, because from galactic to solar, the night is inherently that more darker seal, and then the solar is kind of the next step in that. Not that the night and then the solar would naturally be in line with each other. It just so happens that the tones 8 and 9, galactic and solar, come in tandem with each other. And so the energy of the night, which is that darkness, actually is yielding today to the seed of light, the seeds of light. And so it feels very appropriate at the way this works. And so that also brings another aspect that I'm the third moon of 2013. This is like represents the third moon into that sequence of kind of like the new world. We're in the third eye chakra. And so how are we embodying this new vision? How do we have this new transcendental vision that is leading us into the new world? How are we, this is another aspect of the seed, is as it is this simple kind of transcendental vision, how are we embodying that? The seed brings us through the power of intention to really focalize on defining that to ourselves, so that we have a deep connection with that as we're embodying all of this energy on our steps to living in that ascended quality of life. Okay, that feels good. So stay tuned for the affirmation.